Hey guys, welcome to Market Mondays. Hopefully you had a great weekend and had some R&R, possibly. I did. But today we're going to be talking about a big week. This week is going to be for how rates are going to trend. So we're going to get right into it. First, I'm going to do a dad joke, the last one before Halloween's over with. So how do monsters like their chicken? How do monsters like their chicken? Terrified. Boo-boo. All right, so getting right into it. This week's a big week in regards to how it's going to impact mortgage rates. We don't know how it's going to go. It depends on how these reports come out this week. Now, here's what's tough. Basically, the entirety of October, rates have basically took on the spookiness of Halloween and really just scared the crap out of us in mortgage rates. Mortgage rates up until basically the beginning of October had been doing so great since May. From May to June, really from June till basically the end of September, rates were trending in a really great direction and we were seeing really great numbers. Got to a lot of clients refied out of the sevens and high sixes. But October had other plans and decided to go a very scary direction and went up instead. So now they're back up. Now, what are we seeing with numbers, with rates? Basically, we're in the high sixes, maybe low sevens effectively again. But what are we going to see this week in regards to mortgage rates? We're going to see a lot of jobs reports, a lot of information in regards to how the labor market is doing in BLS, unemployment rate, JOLTS, things like that. Basically, it tells us job openings. It tells us unemployment rate. It also tells us if people are continuing their unemployment claims, things like that. And what I can say is that if it shows that the unemployment rate is going down, rates will continue to get worse. Another thing that comes out this week, in addition to all the jobs reports, is what's called the last inflation report for the month of October, which is the PCE report, personal consumption expenditures. Now, the thing about this PCE report is that this is how the Fed's monitoring how they're going to update the Fed rate. Yes, there's two other inflation reports, but the Fed decided to choose PCE, specifically core PCE. Basically, it's another stripped down version of PCE, but it is within the PCE report. So between basically this entire week, between the jobs report and the PCE report that comes out this week, the Fed is going to make a decision in regards to how they will determine if they will continue to lower the Fed funds rate and when. There's a very strong chance on the November 7th meeting, they're not going to do anything. There's a chance that they may just keep it the same and not adjust mortgage rates any further. But again, just to give you guys an idea how mortgage rates and the Fed rate trends, they lowered the Fed rate by 50 basis points in September 17th to be exact. And then 2 weeks later, mortgage rates went up, skyrocketed basically. So just to give you guys an idea on how the Fed rate and the mortgage rates trend, it's not always the same. So that further just reinforces that they're not directly tied, but they do influence each other in some ways depending on other factors in the economy. It's never just if this goes down, then this goes down, or this goes up. It's never always that way. It depends on what the economy is doing. So you can't always rely on that. But with all this information coming out, we hope that unemployment hopefully maybe stays the same, maybe goes up a little bit if we want better mortgage rates. And same thing with the PCE report. If we want rates to get better, we need the PCE report, inflation report, to say that's coming down. So that's essentially how it all looks this week and how it all plays out. Now, one of the things I want to tell you guys is that there's an event that I'm having on the November 10th, I believe, and that is to go over VA and FHA numbers and how the loan compares to one another. This is going to give you an idea of why FHA and VA are different numbers and how they compare in regards to which one's cheaper, which one's better, rates, all that stuff. So that's a bit about a 20-30 minute presentation, but this will give you kind of more of a visual breakdown. So be sure to tune in on that when we post that, when that's posted here already. Yeah, just go ahead and sign up for it. And you don't really have to do much. You just have to be logged in on your Facebook. You'll get a notification as soon as I go live. That's all you have to do. Just tune in and listen in. You can comment, you can chat with me, and we can kind of go over questions. But to give you a visual example of how rates have been trending. So what we're looking at is from October 2022, right? So I want to just kind of give you guys more of an expanded view of how rates have trended over the last 2 years. or really almost 3 years. But this is October of 2022. This is around the same time of October 2023, and this is also October of 2024, basically this time. So if you notice, the peaks over the last 2 years have been October, end of October. So kind of interesting, kind of little thing that we've noticed here. But you can notice that one of the things that we've been seeing is that we have seen a negative trend where rates were at its highest back in October of 2023. So we have seen even the highs are getting lower. That's the most important fact. Even though it seems like, oh, we're not getting a break or we're not getting some rest, it's gonna look like this pretty much for the rest of the next 12 months. I hope that what we're seeing here is the peak. Maybe this week is the peak of how rates trend, but this is an important detail to show you that even though we are seeing up and down cycles, the trend is still going down. The lows are getting lower, the highs are getting lower. So keep that in mind. It's going to be very volatile as we go down, but you can already see that from the peak here, it's already trending down. In the opposite direction, if you saw it from 2022, the trend was going up and then it peaked. So I think we're still looking fine. I think we're still going in the right direction, but it's going to be volatile on the way down. That's just how it is. So just to give you guys kind of a more visual example of how things trend, this cycle going up was expected. Like, things don't always go down so smoothly like it had been since April of 2024. It had been going down. It just always will have some kind of volatility, and it just always is. Again, this is how rates look like on a day-to-day basis. So a lot of people think there's one rate or it's all stable. It's not. Rates change just as much as stocks do, guys. So hopefully this gives you kind of some perspective. Otherwise, that's all I got for you guys today. Nuke out.